Hey YouTubers, Seth here, and today I'm bringing to you a showcase of a new build. It's called the BeastRanger Hybrid, or Beast Hybrid in case you're not a fan of overly long names. Now, at this point on the video you can see the stat layout, the pros, and after that the cons of the build in its entirety. Now, coming to the original Ranger build that I made a video on last year, one of the issues I had was it was overly dependent on spells to keep up its damage output, and pixel ether, which as you most of you know is a rare item. Now, most people don't have access to this, and in most situations where you're out of SP or MP, it gets really difficult to keep up your damage. Now, what this build does is it takes the beast characteristics from a normal ranger, a normal beast ranger, and the burst characteristics of a ranger breed, and combines them at sacrificing lucky strikes and the chance to go first in battle. But in return you get a build that has the capability to do both burst damage and stable damage output using guests and pets, which do a considerable amount at this point in time. And aside from that, you get access to a variety of effects and different playstyles. So, personally, in my opinion, that's a fair enough trade-off. And based on my experience so far, it's a pretty solid build. It's almost unkillable because you normally use a fully defensive armor, taking 64% less damage compared to a fully offensive. Not to mention the fact that I personally think, in my opinion, this is one, if not the best defensive build in this game. Now, I'll leave that decision up to you, and you can see it in the montages of all the battles that I've faced, or the more awesome ones anyway. And be sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below about your thoughts on the build, and whether or not you want to see more of such kind of showcases. Enjoy the vid, and thanks for watching.